Well, good evening, friends on YouTube. Welcome back to another episode of the YouTube Live Series with your friend Cody. And I again am the host of the Pillars of Freedom podcast, the Entrepreneur Incubator Challenge, and the Modern Hermes Marketing Podcast. And I'm very excited to share some of it with you guys tonight. How many of you wanted to know more about content marketing? I thought so. Actually, I had no idea. No one commented, but we're going to have fun with it anyway. Um, I wanted to share this last night real quick before we get into the episode. A lot of you may not be familiar with content marketing or how it might work step by step, but here's what I'm finding, guys. Content marketing is all about putting those bite sized, high impact insights, those value gems, taking those from your main content, whatever you're producing on a macro level, and then taking those snippets, plugging them into the different platforms where your ideal client's attention is, and then allowing them to become digital assets to drive traffic into your funnel, up into your value ladder, and then finally into your bank account. So, moving real quickly here, and on the topic of content marketing, this is just a simple step by step what this might look like. And I realize this is backwards. Maybe I'll go back and change it, maybe not. But I'm explaining it to you because we're going to have fun here. My main piece of content here, what I'm producing for the world, at least right now, is exclusively the Pillars of Freedom podcast, where it's the most impactful and insightful content for building a lifestyle business and unlocking the three pillars of lifestyle freedom: the freedom of time, income, and location, and documenting the journey as it happens. Deciding to use content marketing, batching gems for daily drip content, and what this really looks like is dripping content, at least one piece of content on every platform once a day, Thursday through Monday, building up the excitement for the new episode coming out every Monday on the Pillars of Freedom podcast. Posting this on all platforms and all the while going live daily, documenting the journey like we are here on all the different platforms, allowing that to really help your ideal clients self qualify and drive traffic into your funnel, up your value ladder, and into your bank account. So, very exciting, guys. Stick around and find out how this works out, especially tonight as we get into tonight's episode being overcoming difficulties with grit and gratitude. And how many of you guys could have guessed that I like to talk? Yes. Talking by and large is a lot more my specialty than more technical things. I might have gone to college to study a very technical field, mechanical engineering technology, with an emphasis in manufacturing. But I'll tell you what, the technical stuff never interested me. It was always leading projects, being able to really, build that team environment and drive progress through leadership, delegation, management, implement. But here's the thing: what do you do when you hate technical stuff, but you still got to do it anyway? What do you do? Well, you do it anyway. Here's what I'm finding: because I've exhausted myself as far as resources, as far as large scale resources to build business. Being involved in a coaching program, it's probably too early. Spending money on ads and a challenge that haven't been proofed, by an audience, testing them exclusively with cold traffic, very can be very uncertain. Very uncertain. I'll put it that way. The thing, it's like there's still no less need to make money right now. There's still a great need to make money for me. And even though I might be leaving that coaching program, I still need to build my business. Moving forward in the long term, I'm building my business so that way I'm building my business to achieve that level of lifestyle freedom, freedom of time, income, and location. Really, tell me live life on my terms. So how do we do that if we're limited to only time, very little money, but still having at least something to bring? Here's what we do. We leverage the content that we already have available through content marketing. Like I just walked through on the scale or on the plan right there. You have a main thing that you are producing. Call it your show. My show is the Pillars of Freedom content podcast, and allowing that content to be snipped out, put in different platforms, and become digital assets that work on my behalf, pointing people to my offers 24/7, never taking a vacation, never asking for a pay raise, never get taking sick leave, and always, always work around the clock. So very exciting times. But honestly, guys, finding it very difficult as getting into a technical area where it's video editing, something that I don't like to do, I don't want to do, and honestly, I've put off doing for upwards of 6 months. Um, I was sitting here yesterday trying to really just work through the first iteration of mining these value gems, if you will. And I'm sitting here on my computer just like this, and I'm going through my video editor and take out these little snippets and figuring out how I'm going to take them from this platform, put them on my, whether it's my phone to upload into TikTok or Instagram, or keep it on my computer and put it on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever. And honestly, guys, it felt very overwhelming. And as you can imagine, if you're working in your weaknesses, things can become overwhelming very quickly, right? So how do we move forward if things are so overwhelming? This is one of the things I'm finding, guys. While I was sitting here complaining, I had this thought run through my mind, and it really asked me, why shouldn't my gratefulness, my gratitude towards really my privilege of having these amazing guests, why shouldn't my gratitude for having these guests be the driving force that helps me overcome these technical difficulties? And that really struck me, and it humbled me, to be honest. And as I was getting ready for bed last night and doing my evening routine, which includes a daily fast. Sorry, you can't see it very well because the lighting. One of the things I put on my list, 7 gems of content to drip throughout the week, and then drip the first piece of content across all platforms. And I started that about 8:40 in the morning. And a little over 5.5 hours later, I had mined 7 pieces of content, really value gems from the larger picture of the podcast episodes, and then uploaded drafts to different platforms and published the first really piece of content that is going to begin my content marketing strategy. And I'll tell you what, guys, um, it was hard. Couple times I really wanted to get up, walk away, just call it quits. But here was the thought again: why shouldn't my gratitude for having such amazing guests be the driving force that helps me overcome those difficulties? So I stuck through it. And again, I was able to mine those pieces of content, get them uploaded, and prepare them to be published. And I'll tell you what, guys, it feels amazing now standing on the other side of today's effort, saying it's like, okay, if I was willing to practice a little bit of gratitude, these things are really able to come together. Why does that matter so much? Here's one of the reasons why that matters so much. After having invested 2 months in this very aggressive strategy of coaching plus ads with a challenge funnel, building all that out with so much uncertainty, but with so much really naive hope that it would come through, only to watch it burn out, has been very discouraging. So the fact that I can sit here on the other side of about 5.5 hours work, mining out the content that I've had this whole time, being able to mine out these value gems, put them in place, and prepare them to be really published throughout the rest of the week and start to form a new path to financial freedom. It's very exciting. Restores a lot of hope, restores a lot of belief, believing that maybe if it takes a year and a half, 2 years, I've laid out a foundation that as long as people are on those platforms and consuming my content, they will automatically self qualify to see if they want to work with me and me with likewise. And then those assets, those value gems, those high impact insights, being digital assets, will encourage them to go into my funnel and then ascend up my value ladder and eventually help us become, me and them, financially free, best friends forever, possibly business partners, and realize the life that we've always wanted. Very exciting times, guys. This has been your friend. Very exciting times, guys. This has been your friend and Cody, and host of the Pillars of Freedom podcast, the 5-day entrepreneur incubator chat. Host of the Pillars of Freedom podcast, the 5-day entrepreneur pillars and the Modern Hermes marketing podcast. Sorry, the pillars and the Modern Hermes marketing podcast. Sorry. And if you guys are curious where to find that information, if you want to learn more about me, you can go to pillarsofreedom.com/Cody. If you want to learn more about the 5-day Entrepreneur Incubator Challenge, whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur trying to find what business is best for you, what business should you start? If you are possibly an employee trying to, really figure out how you're going to make money if you refuse to take the vaccine, I encourage you to check out the 5-day Entrepreneur Incubator Challenge. You can find that at pillarsoffreedom.com/challenge. And if you're curious about the Pillars of Freedom podcast, or really what it's actually going to take to build a lifestyle business, you can go to the Pillars, anywhere where you listen to podcasts, search Pillars of Freedom, and you'll see me, big white picture background, me hold my hands out like a goofball, and you can listen to that podcast. We have 11 episodes out as of tonight. Tomorrow will be the 12th with my buddy Ivory Hodges, learning how to crush debt and using his debt freebie system. And that will give you guys the mindset and the methods to unlock those 3 pillars of lifestyle freedom: freedom of time, income, and location. This has been your friend Cody. We'll catch you tomorrow on the next episode of the YouTube live series, documenting the journey. We'll see you tomorrow.